Okay, so you've got a side hustle, renting things out. Maybe it's going well, but you're hitting that point where you're thinking, how do I really scale this?
Yeah.
How do I take it from just a side thing to something, well, significant?
Yeah.
And you've dug into some sources specifically looking at growth strategies on the Rent Anything store platform.
That's exactly right. And the material you shared, it really digs deep into one powerful, maybe even slightly surprising way to do that.
Which is?
Leveraging the platform's capability to run multiple branded stores at the same time.
Right, multiple stores. It's not just about having a store, it's about having many.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting right from the get-go in these sources is they position this multi-store approach not just as like a little trick.
No, not.
But as a fundamental pathway to serious growth and profitability too.
Absolutely. It's presented as a core strategy, a way to unlock potential that, frankly, a single store just can't.
Okay, let's unpack this then. At its heart, why would someone even think about running multiple stores? What's the sort of foundational opportunity here?
Well, the key premise that the source material lays out, and it's a bit of a game changer if you think about traditional business, is that Rent Anything store gives you the freedom, complete freedom, to create and manage as many stores as you want.
Okay.
And the crucial part, it costs you absolutely nothing extra, zero cost to open that second, third, 10th store.
Okay. Right there, that's kind of an aha moment, isn't it? I mean, think about what it takes to open a second physical location.
Oh, yeah. Leases, inventory.
Staffing, or even just a whole separate e-commerce website. You've got hosting fees, design costs, marketing all over again from scratch.
Exactly.
The source is basically saying the platform just removes those traditional barriers to expansion.
Precisely. That zero-cost barrier to entry for new storefronts, it's highlighted as the engine that powers this, well, vast potential for growth. It's not just a nice feature, it's a structural difference enabling a whole different kind of scaling.
So, okay, you have this freedom, you can make stores for free. What's the first thing the source says you should actually do with it? Like, what's the immediate payoff?
The most immediate and maybe the most powerful benefit they identify is specialization, niche dominance.
Right.
Instead of being a generalist, trying to rent everything to everyone, you can become the undeniable go-to for something very specific.
Like that party supplies example they used. That one really stuck with me.
It's a perfect illustration, yeah. You might start with a general party rentals store. It lists everything, tables, chairs, bouncy castles, whatever.
Sure.
But the source suggests evolving that. As you grow, you spin off, say, elegant chair cover rentals or premium tent and canopy rentals, maybe even professional catering equipment rentals.
So instead of a customer having to wade through like 50 different things, they land on a store that only does the exact thing they need right now.
Precisely. Each store gets this razor-sharp focus. It's tailored to a specific customer segment. And the magic of this tailoring, increased visibility.
How so?
Well, the material points out that if someone is searching specifically for, say, chair covers for a wedding in my city, they are way, way more likely to click on.
Yeah.
And for search engines like Google to show them a store named City X Wedding Chair Cover Rentals than some generic rent-it-all store.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
You're basically speaking the customer's language directly, matching their specific search intent.
You got it.
Yeah.
It hugely enhances your likelihood of appearing high up in those really relevant searches, pulling in customers who know exactly what they want.
And getting found is everything online.
Right.
Which brings us neatly to the next major piece the source emphasizes. Using all this for better search engine optimization. SEO.
Yeah. This is where having those multiple targeted storefronts really becomes an SEO powerhouse. SEO, search engine optimization, it's all about how visible you are when people search online.
Mostly Google, yeah.
Yeah. It's mostly Google. And multiple stores give you significantly more, let's say, surface area to capture different kinds of searches.
So how do they recommend actually doing that? What are the practical SEO strategies they talk about?
Okay, so they highlight several key tactics. First one, optimized store names. Your store name itself is a massive signal to search engines.
Right.
Calling a store barbecue rental store makes it inherently relevant for anyone searching for barbecue rentals. It drives incredibly targeted traffic straight to that specific inventory.
So the name isn't just branding, it's literally a search term.
Absolutely. It's doing double duty. Second tactic, strategic listing titles. Even within a specialized store, how you title your individual products matters hugely.
Right.
The source gives a great example with the spin bike. In a general fitness store, the title might just be, spin bike.
Yeah.
Pretty basic.
Sure.
But if you also list that exact same spin bike in a specialized store, maybe one called exercise rehabilitation equipment, you title it something much more specific, like brand name spin bike for post-surgery rehabilitation and low-impact exercise.
Ah, I see. You're using the same piece of equipment, but you're crafting the title to match completely different customer needs.
Exactly.
And the words they would actually use when searching.
Precisely. So now you capture searches like rehab exercise bike or physical therapy equipment.
Yeah.
You're reaching entirely different audiences with the same asset just by changing the description and title.
Smart.
And the third tactic they mention is maximizing brand power. If the items you rent have recognizable brand names, let's say XYZ Fitness,
Yeah.
weave those brand names into your store names, like XYZ Fitness Equipment Rentals, and definitely into your listing titles. People often search by brand.
You do.
Yeah.
Looking for quality or something specific.
Right. And this helps you capture that high-intent traffic. Plus, it boosts your credibility and your search ranking.
So it's really a layered approach then. You're optimizing the store name itself, then the individual listing titles within the store, and leveraging product brands where you can. It's like multiplying your potential search reach by multiplying your storefronts.
Exactly. You're not just optimizing one online presence, you're creating and optimizing several highly targeted ones. It's a much bigger net.
And the source also talks about expanding your geographical reach, but without needing actual physical locations everywhere, which sounds like another really powerful application of this whole multi-store idea.
It really is. This is where you can kind of mimic having a local presence in multiple areas, even if you're operating out of one spot.
How does that work?
Imagine you run a tool rental business, maybe from your garage or one central warehouse. You could create rent anything stores like small tool rental West End, maybe small tool rental East End, and small tool rental downtown, targeting different neighborhoods or parts of your city.
So all your inventory is still in one place, but online, you appear locally relevant in several different areas.
That's the magic, yeah. And this directly impacts what's called localized SEO.
Right.
When someone searches for tool rental near me or tool rental in the West End, search engines heavily favor businesses they perceive as being local to that searcher.
Makes sense.
So having a store explicitly named for that area dramatically increases your odds of showing up right at the top of those crucial local search results.
And I imagine that perception of being local must build customer trust too, right? It feels less like some big distant company.
Absolutely. It makes your business feel more accessible, more reliable. Customers often prefer supporting local businesses, even if the interaction starts online. A tailored neighborhood store name just makes you feel conveniently right around the corner.
Okay, the benefits are definitely compelling. You've got hyper-specialization, that multiplied SEO power, and this expanded local reach. But hang on. Managing potentially, 5, 10, 20 stores? That sounds like it could become a logistical nightmare pretty fast.
It could, yeah.
Did the source offer any practical wisdom on, keeping this manageable, keeping it sane?
They did, actually. And it's a really smart, quite simple tip leveraging a common email feature. It's about managing all those different stores with a single email address for all your notifications and communications.
Yeah. Okay, how does that work? Do you just use the exact same email address when setting up every store?
Not quite. It's a little trick. They suggest using the plus sign in your email alias.
The plus sign.
Yeah. So if your main email address is, say, your name at example.com, for one store, maybe the fitness one, you could register using your name plus fitness at example.com. For another, like the tool one, you'd use your name plus tools at example.com. And so on.
Oh, right. I know that trick. Most email services, like Gmail, they ignore anything after the plus sign for delivery purposes, right? So it all lands in your name at example.com inbox anyway.
Exactly. It's an incredibly effective way to keep everything centralized in one inbox while still instantly knowing which store a specific email or notification relates to just by looking at the to address.
That's clever.
And the source points out this works beautifully with email filtering rules. You can set up automatic filters in your email program.
Yeah, like rules in Outlook or Gmail.
Right. To automatically file any message sent to the Plus Fitness address into a fitness store folder. Anything to Plus Tools goes into a tool store folder. It keeps your main inbox clean, but all the information is still perfectly sorted and easily accessible.
That's brilliant. It solves that potential information overload problem right there. And they mentioned something about passwords, too.
Yeah, just a practical note, they suggest you can often just use the same password across these different store logins for simplicity. Just obviously keep a clear record of which email alias goes with which store.
Got it. Keep the login simple. Use the email alias trick for powerful organization. That's a small tip, but sounds pretty essential for making the whole multi-store strategy actually workable day to day.
It really is. It takes the potential chaos out of managing multiple streams of communication.
Okay, so to really see these strategies in action, the source walks through some concrete examples of businesses doing this. Can we run through those quickly? Helps make it real.
Let's do it. The first one was that party rental business expansion we sort of touched on earlier.
Right. Starting general,
But then strategically splitting off into specialized stores. Things like elegant chair covers, tent rentals, barbecue grill rentals, linen rentals, each targeting a different type of event or need.
And the result there, as they described it, was reaching very specific customers, people planning weddings or corporate parties or big outdoor events much more effectively, boosting visibility and getting more targeted rentals.
Exactly. It's all about segmenting your market for maximum impact with each segment. The second example was fitness equipment rental diversification.
Right.
And this one really shows how you can use the exact same item.
Our friend the spin bike again.
Our friend the spin bike.
Yeah.
How you can list it in different stores, but target completely different needs.
So how did that work?
Well, you list it in your main cardio equipment rental store, sure. But you also list that same bike in, say, an exercise rehabilitation rental store. But this time, the description focuses on recovery, low-impact physical therapy benefits.
Okay.
And maybe you also list it in a high-intensity home gym gear store where the description focuses on performance, calorie burn, intense workouts.
Wow. So one physical item, but it has multiple online identities, reaching multiple potential rental customers who might never have found it otherwise.
Exactly. It's all about how you position and describe the item online, not just its physical existence. You're maximizing the rental potential, the return on your inventory, by tailoring its presentation to different markets.
That's really maximizing your assets.
It is. And the third example they gave was the tool rental business using that local focus strategy we discussed.
Right, creating stores named for specific areas.
Yeah, creating stores like downtown tool rentals, uptown tool rentals, suburban tool rentals, even if in reality all the tools live in one central warehouse or garage.
And that was all about capturing those vital localized searches, tool rental near me, and building that perception of being the convenient go-to option right there in the customer's neighborhood.
Yes, precisely. It leverages localized SEO to drive higher rental rates across the city and positions you as a local leader in multiple different areas simultaneously.
These examples really do bring the theory to life, don't they? It shows it's not just some abstract concept. People are out there successfully implementing this stuff.
They absolutely are. And the source material really kind of wraps all this up by stressing that owning multiple branded stores isn't just, a clever trick. It's presented more like a blueprint.
A blueprint for growth.
A blueprint for building a truly robust, scalable side hustle, one that absolutely has the potential to become a full-time business if that's what you want.
It really seems to be about taking full advantage of the platform's built-in flexibility and combining that with the power of a really targeted online presence.
Yeah, and the mindset they advocate is pretty clear. Start small, think big. You don't need to launch 50 stores tomorrow morning.
Right.
Look at the inventory you already have. What natural niches are kind of hiding within it? Look at your location. What nearby towns or neighborhoods could benefit from having a store seemingly dedicated just to them?
And that unlimited potential idea is key too, isn't it? The fact that spinning up these extra stores is free removes so much the financial risk of experimentation.
Huge.
You can test out different niches, different branding ideas, different geographical targets without a significant upfront investment. See what sticks.
That's the true power, I think. The source's overarching message seems to be that success on Rent Anything Store, especially when you want to scale up, isn't just about what you happen to have in stock. It's much more about how strategically you position and present that inventory using these multi-store capabilities.
Okay, so we've really done a deep dive here. We looked at why you'd even consider multiple stores, the specific benefits around specialization, that crucial SEO boost, expanding your geographical reach virtually.
Yeah, plus that clever email trick to keep it all manageable.
Right, and backed up by those real-world examples showing it works.
We've seen how leveraging these unlimited free stores lets you really dominate specific niches, capture way more targeted search traffic, expand your perceived local footprint, and manage it all efficiently. It really does create a genuinely scalable business model on the platform.
So, connecting back to you, the listener, and your goal maybe of getting crucial knowledge quickly and thoroughly, this really shows how a seemingly simple platform feature, the ability to make multiple stores, can actually be the foundation of your entire growth strategy if you use it right.
Absolutely. Which leaves us with maybe this final thought for you to mull over. Given that Rent Anything Store offers you this incredible freedom, the freedom to create as many free stores as you want, targeting any niche or location you can possibly imagine, how would you strategically prioritize? Based on the resources, the inventory, the time you currently have available, which specific segments or neighborhoods offer the most promising, immediate opportunities for you to begin this multi-store expansion? Where's your starting point?